Hello there everybody, welcome back. We are now in part 5, I believe, of my Resident Evil Let's Play. And we're in a darkened room, for which we need the lighter. Because you can't pick up any other useful items without. Which is slightly annoying, but what are you going to do? Back into here, attract the attention of the zombie, and then let's play merry-go-round. Yes, I will have the music notes. Ah, shite. You know, I will want to say, I'm usually much better than this. I feel like I'm ballsing up, almost for the sake of the camera. I'm not usually this bad, honestly. And it's kind of getting on my nerves, frankly. Because I know I can play better than this. I don't know. Okay then. Let's see. Wow, I can't believe we're already in part... Was it part 4? Did I say part 4 or did I say part 5? I said part 5 at the beginning of this. This is part 4, I'm sure it is. Hang on, let me go back to 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? Bugger it. I'm sure you guys are going to be able to count what part it is. I don't need to do that. I completely totally lost count because I'm focusing on other things, would you believe? Like, you know, playing the fucking game. That's always one of the things I've always found slightly annoying about Let's Plays. I mean, I do enjoy doing Let's Plays, but they could be very hard to focus on two things at once. I mean, usually I'm not bad at focusing on two things at once, but with Let's Plays it does seem to be slightly more difficult than normal, but whatever. Ooh. Yes, I shall has the gold emblem. Here you can have this crappy wooden one instead. Blah blah blah. Don't need to read that. Let's go get the final key for this part anyway. We'll get another one for a while. Oh, shut up. No one's interested. No one cares. Yay, it opens up. You have to set it to 6 o'clock. Large gear, which affects the small one. Obviously. My mistake. Yay, even chime 6 o'clock. Just like the time I set it to. Isn't that useful? And we get another mansion key. Yay. Which are themed. Sort of started the whole idea of themed keys. Which they carry on even to this day. And we look at Resident Evil Revelations. Good fun game, by the way. Sort of an interesting mix of old and new Resident Evil. I haven't played Resident Revelations 2 yet. I'll probably wait for all the episodes to come out before I move on to that. And I'll wait for a Steam sale. I cannot even remember the last time I bought a game full price. Steam sales, people. Steam sales. Get rid of that. And now we get to fight the giant snake boss. Which may well be the title for this episode. No cartridges? Oh, that's a shame. I will say, at least this version has a much cooler design. Like, really cool.
Payback time.
Ooh, bugger, he's following awfully close, isn't he? He's gonna get me, I know it. Come on, keep firing. Come on. Oh, hurry up and kill him already. Hurry up, I want your shotgun. Thank you. You see, let him do it. Let him waste your ammo. Or his ammo, I should say. And then you can grab his shotgun when he dies. I just use people for their shotguns. Now, you think after eating a full-grown man that it would be full, but apparently not. Pick up the shotgun. Yes, I shall take the assault shotgun, which is fully loaded. Which is weird when you think about it, considering he just fired it like 10 times. But whatever, I guess. 180 spin, always useful. Now, let's see, we've got all the masks. We can go. Oh, bollocks. I was hoping he wouldn't follow me out. Oh well. I think that'll be a problem. Yay! Okay, right. Time to leave the mansion and go into the forest. Hold up, hang on, I need to put that. There we go. That goes there, that goes there. Bum, 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 bum. Don't need anything else. That ought to do it. That's right, we need to go out of the... Oh, bollocks. Well, that was my mistake. Is he dead? I don't have anything to fry him. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't burst through the door. He doesn't always. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's a bit random of whether or not he sort of makes it. Because usually what happens is they sort of rattle the door. And they don't always burst through it. Like what happened a little bit earlier in the previous episode. Was that in the previous episode or was that in this one? No, that was in this one, wasn't it? But that was after the dark room. Anyway, not important. Pretty sure we don't go into that area again. Put all these in. You know, I'm genuinely surprised at the The sheer amount of blood that actually comes out of that coffin. Video games often do that. In fact, movies, video games, they often have an excessive amount of blood. Like, really. I mean, I know there is a lot of blood in the human body, but it always seems like there's more when you're playing on a game or watching a movie or something, which I suppose is kind of just the point. In that sense, you know, it's like, oh, it's just being slightly silly. And it's the proper real Crimson Head that you have to fight. Uh-oh. Whoa. That worked. Give me the herb. Why the hell there would be a switch in the coffin to open up the gate is kind of beyond me, really. I mean, I suppose it was a defense thing. Like, you know, if the coffin ever opened, he'd come out and presumably try to kill the person who did it. I don't know. As I said, a lot of this stuff only really makes sense in a video game context because you wouldn't build something like this in... Sorry, I needed a drink there. You wouldn't build something like this in reality. You just wouldn't. It would be so impractical. It's like the walls sliding up. I've always wondered, are there rooms above where those walls slide up, where the walls should just technically come up? Probably. But, see, it works. Sometimes. Anyway. You've got to move quick through this bit, because otherwise the doggy will get you. Yes, woof woof, we know, you're scary. Shotgun shells. Always useful, which reminds me, actually. It's funny, isn't it, how inserting just 2 shells reloads all of the shells in the actual shotgun. It's really quite amazing, that is. Now, I can never remember this exactly. I don't think it's north, I think it's south. Oh, nope. Not south. For it. I think it's west. Yes, it's west. You can always tell when you get it right because there's that sort of ooh sound in the background when you actually point it in the right direction.
Barry?
Lester! James! Good? Ineffective! Instant! Stay away! Forest outside mansion! Stay!
I like how it says, stay away from the forest outside the mansion when you're already in it. Great timing on the advice there. Besides, you can't stay away from it because you have to go here. I think it's south. No, it's north. Wait for it. Oh, bollocks. Twitchy fingers. Gotcha. That'll do it. You can always tell if you got it right because essentially both of the 3-headed dogs, the Cerberei, I suppose, Cerberesses, they have to face outwards, away from the gate. I'll be honest, first time I played that game, the whole Lisa Trevor creature thing, genuinely quite creepy. Like, I'm not saying it's, like, massively scary. I don't think Resident Evil's scary enough to be, like, really, really scary. But seriously, the whole Lisa Trevor thing is quite disturbing. You know, a monster in chains, you know, rattling chains and all that. It's a little cliche, I know, but welcome to Resident Evil, you know. And it's also really, really rather sad, you know, considering technically that's like a little girl who was experimented on. Not nice, although I think we've already established that with Umbrella, but we'll grab 2. You can piss off as well with the other key, because I don't need you again. Come on. There you are. Let's do this. Of course, the crank just happens to be right here, in the most inconvenient location of all. Now I'm just going to label that as the end of square crank, because the other crank you get, it can be very easy to get confused if you're not careful. And whack. I'm dead. That was a short game. Oh no, wait, I'm still alive. Here's the thing. Why didn't she kill you? I don't know. It's a strange thing. You know, knocks you unconscious, doesn't kill you, and then shows up and decides, actually, I am going to kill you. Isn't it all good? Oh, bitch. See, I told you that was going to happen, which is why I took that extra herb with me. Because I'm clever like that. Interestingly enough, because remember I was telling you about the numbers, about health and damage and all that stuff, even the numbers that represent things like danger and yellow and orange caution and fine are completely different between Jill and Chris. For instance, from obviously 0 points is death, I think, you know, duh. But from 1 point to 239 is the danger area in terms of points for Jill. But for Chris, it goes up to 349 for some reason. And then you got 240 to 479. Yeah, 279. It's very specific about that. Because, of course, it's half. I mean, it does have a thing where the halfway point is the tip of the sort of line between orange caution and yellow caution. So, you know, it does sort of work out in that sense. But what I mean, when I was looking at the numbers, what I was expecting to see was that Chris, again, because, again, this is the thing, we sort of led to believe that Chris technically has more health. Which he does, but it doesn't mean anything, as we've already discussed. And it's just that, I guess... Ooh, lummy neck. We're coming up to the end of the episode. I was just looking at my clock. And at the end, it kind of comes down that I was expecting Chris to have a higher fine range because he had more health. But, like, the numbers between... numbers for danger and the cautions would be the same for both characters. Which is what I was expecting. Chris would just have a larger section where he's fine. But he doesn't. Anyway, you know what? I'm going to cut the episode here. With me creeping past the crows. To get out of the room with my ill-gotten Magnum handgun. So, I will end the episode here. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.